Hi, this is Lucy Arnaz. You're listening to TV Confidential.
Ed Robertson, welcoming you back to TV Confidential radio talk show about television. Is happy to welcome back Mr. Laurence Luckinbill. Laurence Luckinbill, the actor known around the world as Hank in both the original Broadway production and the original motion picture version of Mart Crowley's The Boys in the Band. Also the actor known around the world as Glenn Garth Gregory, the reluctant hero with the photographic memory in the Delphi Bureau, as well as Sybok, Spock's half-brother in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Larry's autobiography, Affective Memories, How Chance and Theater Saved My Life, is a page-turning, brutally honest story of how Larry overcame a meager upbringing and an alcoholic family growing up in the Ozark Mountains to forge his way into a successful career as a working actor in Broadway, film, and television. Affective Memories, How Chance and Theater Saved My Life, available wherever books are sold through Sunbury Press, sunburypress.com, as well as amazon.com. Speaking of Boys in the Band, we began our conversation by telling Larry, I just finished watching Boys in the Band.
Oh, all right. The one with me in it?
The only one. No, I realized Jim Parsons did it a couple of years ago, and
yes, he did. I
will tell you, and this is as good a way to start what we're going to do today. I don't throw this word around lightly, but it is literature in the truest sense of the word because it was timely then, and it's still timely today.
Yes. If that's your definition of literature, I'll take it.
And when you write...
An all-day sucker.
That's right. Or, it's funny, we, as the listeners know, Larry visited our program a couple of months ago. We happened to see Larry in Palm Springs about 10 days ago as we record this conversation. He had a book signing for Affective Memories, and very nice turnout. I was not there when the signing started, but I understand that folks were lined around the block waiting for you by the time you got there.
Yes, they were, strangely enough. That was amazing. It was.
Yeah, look, it always must feel good when, look, whether you write a book or whether you produce a play or do a one-man show, as you've done with LBJ and Teddy Roosevelt and Clarence Darrow, you write it, you put it together, you believe it's good, in your gut you know it's good, but you never know how people are going to react to it once you release it. And so, going back to your book signing, the fact that you had people lined around the block, that had to feel good because, that was a clear sign that people wanted to see you and people wanted to read your book.
Correct. And we bought 63 books. It's all we had in the garage, and they went like hotcakes.
That's good. And Affective Memories, Larry's autobiography, is available wherever books are sold through Sunbury Press. You can also find it at amazon.com, Larry's website, laurenceluckinbill.com. We mentioned that I had just finished watching the 1970 film adaptation of Boys in the Band featuring Larry Luckinbill and all the original cast members. And as you write about that chapter in your life in Affective Memories, you give readers the backstory of how hard it was for Mart Crowley to get the show produced. It took him, there's like about a 5 or 6 year period between the time he finished writing the play and he got it on stage. To me, that's a reminder that sometimes it just takes a while for a project to find a home.
Yes, but this was different because it was shaming. Mm-hmm. It was it punched into the shaming affect that was the gay person's life at that time, and it actually showed that shocking to people because, gay people had been portrayed before that as jokes. And if they weren't jokes, they were horrible people who had to fear society. And so, in all kinds of different movies and plays and that sort of thing. But now this thing opened up a different way of looking at this sect of folks that was from the heart, from the heart. And it was the ignition that started the gay revolution, because a year after that, Stonewall happened, where in a gay bar where the police were harassing gay people almost every night, and finally they started to fight back, and that was, of course, as sort of like when black people started to fight back. It was like, what? They don't have the right to do that. We're the white people. and so anyway, the difference between our show, the time we hit the bricks, which was 69, 70, and the time that Joe Mantello's revival of it happened in New York on Broadway this time. That's about 5 years ago, I guess. They did this revival, and it was very well done, very slick, and very nice. And everybody in the cast was some kind of a star. Everything in our cast was a non-entity who was just a person.
They were non-entities who became entities.
Yes, we did, but there's a lot to say about that, Ed, because the thing that was different about our production, which we didn't really know at that time, but which has come upon me to be the person to talk about this, is that there was such a thing as the closet. And gay people were locked inside it, and a lot of the excess of gay people, the flamboyance, was something that they had to do in the privacy of their friends' apartments or on some beach somewhere where nobody would hurt them. And I think that flamboyance was something that people, like gay pride, they look at that and they say, who are these people? Why are they doing this? Well, they're celebrating themselves, and they're trying hard to have a part in the great conversation that is the American way. And at this particular juncture, given the new regime that is breaking us down, I think gays have a good reason to be afraid again. It's going to put the closet back into effect, but I don't think it's going to work, because once it's out, it's out. It's like the genie in the bottle.
Exactly. I mean, you can try to stifle progress, but by definition, progress is momentum going forward. So
that's right. It's part of Isaac Newton's theories. But if you ask me what they are, I can't tell you.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
One more item. If you're starting a company, particularly one that is in an emerging market, you know that averting any sort of legal dispute is crucial to your business plan. Our friends at Tectonic Law offer an array of services that can help you avoid and preempt future litigation while also developing and protecting your intellectual property and intangible assets. Tectonic Law serves the needs of a host of emerging industries throughout California and beyond, including industrial designers, beverage makers, artists, farmers, retail stores, health practitioners, wellness experts, cosmetics manufacturers, nonprofit organizations, innovators in sustainable practices, and libraries. Go to tectoniclaw.com to learn more about how Tectonic Law can help your business thrive. Tectonic Law theatrical.com. Rock solid representation for groundbreaking industries.
This portion of TV Confidential is brought to us by our friends at Front Porch Realty, the community of realtors in the Northern Bay Area of California that is committed to finding the solution that is best for their clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to sell or lease your property in Northern California, call Karen Strain at 415-886-7411 or visit frontporchrealtygroup.com for more information on how they can help you.
Hi, this is Lee Merriweather, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
Laurence Luckinbill is on the line with us. Laurence Luckinbill, the actor known around the world as Hank in the original Boys in the Band, Glenn Garth Gregory in the Delphi Bureau, Cyborg, Spock's half-brother in Star Trek V, and an actor you have seen in countless other roles in movies, stage, including his one-man performances as Lyndon Johnson, as Clarence Darrow, as Teddy Roosevelt. Larry is also the author of Affective Memories, How Chance and the Theater Saved My Life, a book. We said this when you were on our program a few weeks ago, Larry. I'll say it again. A book that is the story of your life. It is your story. It's the story of an actor, Larry, but it's also a story that transcends its own particular genre. It is really a story about what it means to be human and what it means to come to grips with where you came from and to overcome some of the things that were part of your upbringing, such as you talk about, you come from an alcoholic family, and even though it is quote unquote your story will resonate with a lot of people because it's really what it means to be human.
Oh, it is to be human. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's I was somebody from Hollywood contacted me a few days ago and said they would like to pitch my book for a series, and I tried to get this fellow back, and found out that there was no phone number, no email that worked. So I don't know what that means, but the idea that this thing has that kind of, if somebody thinks this has that kind of a broad appeal, and you like it's a human story. I compare it to a book that I read years ago by William Saroyan, who was my favorite author for a long time. And he was writing his own story. He was a telegraph boy who went to houses and with a telegram, and knocked on the door and said happy birthday and that stuff. And the book is called The Human Comedy, and it is a comedy, and it is also tragic, because one of the telegrams he has to deliver is somebody who was killed in the war. Yeah. And he's a kid, and he doesn't know what to do with that telegram, but he has to do it. He has to deliver it. And, it's a very, very good book, and I've always kept it in my mind, in the back of my mind. And the interesting thing about Saroyan is even though I idolized this guy for years, and his writing, which was so loose and open and wonderful, I was working in New York as a host in a steakhouse. Saroyan came in several nights and was drunk as a skunk every time, and sent his steak back, and we had two Jamaican chefs in the place, and they were visible to everybody. It was a new thing to do that, and so the steak came back to this guy, and I watched as he took it off a plate, threw it on the floor, stepped on it, lifted it up, put some greens around the bottom of the plate. Mm-hmm. That said, put the steak back on it, and stuck it under the fire for a couple of minutes, And it went back to Sarayan, who was sitting there waiting, and he took it. He took a bite, and he looked at the chef, and he said, "Great." That's how you please drugs in a restaurant.
Affective Memories: How Chance and the Theater Saved My Life by Laurence Luckinbill, available wherever books are sold, through Sunbury Press as well as Amazon.com. I like to ask this question to other authors. You cover pretty much most of your... You recently turned 90, so you cover a wide span in your book. Did you keep journals of certain things, or did you go strictly off memory? Because you have vivid recall of all the scenes that you depict in Affective Memories.
You remember that the Delphi Bureau had me as a guy with a photographic memory?
Yes.
And that was actually true. I do have that. And the fact that when I started this, I did it like this. I used to tell stories to my children when they were young, and the person that I have 5 kids, 4 boys and 1 girl,
mm-hmm.
and my daughter, who was the youngest, Kate,
mm-hmm.
would always say to me, "Tell me more, Dad. What's next? What's the next thing that happened to you?" And then she said to me, "We know almost everything about Mom's family, which was a famous showbiz family,
mm-hmm.
but we don't know anything about yours, Dad." And so I thought, when we moved here to Palm Springs, I thought, I've got to do something. I got to do something. I got to do something. So I sat down here at my little office, and I started to think, and the first 2 words that came to me were my father.
Mm-hmm.
So I started from there, and I didn't have an outline. I had no idea where I was headed with this thing. But I did know that I had to be absolutely honest about it. So that turned out actually to redound to my misery, because I was a bad boy quite a bit of my life, with a terrible temper and all this stuff. But it's all disappeared. My wife just came in and shut the door when I said that. I don't know why, but I think she's probably going to say, "Don't say that." But it's true. It's in the book.
Look, if you read Affective Memories, you will nod your head when you hear Larry describe himself as a bad boy, because you were a bad boy until you were given direction, and it took you a while to find direction. But this is one of the many themes that recur throughout the pages of Affective Memories, Larry. Providence plays a major role in your life. And we'll pick up that thread on the other side of the break. Laurence Luckinbill is on the line with us. Larry's autobiography, Affective Memories, available wherever books are sold, through Sunbury Press. Take a quick time out. We'll talk some more with Laurence Luckinbill. We come back here on TV Confidential.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go, and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-222-0511. 800-222-0511. Again, that's 800-222-0511.